Last week, I checked my phone usage, and I was shocked by what I found. I found that I average 4.5 hours a day just on this little screen. And that doesn't even include the time I've spent on my laptop and my iPad. When I was younger, I loved computers. And what am I supposed to do when that love takes away from actually experiencing things that I should be experiencing? Don't get me wrong. There are so many great, amazing things to come from your phone. About 6 months ago, I didn't have Twitter for a month. And I always was on Twitter. I was always following the news, politics, everything. And I'd scroll through my feed and I was always stressed out. But then when I did have it for a month, I became a little bit more happy. I could just go online and look at the news. So I wasn't getting that. I could look up people's political opinions and still get that. I wasn't getting or not getting anything that I wasn't before. But I was just a little bit happier. And by the time I put Twitter back on my phone and I scrolled through the feed again, I was sucked right back in and I was annoyed and irritated and always just a little anxious. Because I'd see something, I'm like, oh my God, this person's crazy. But you already know those people exist. Why do you constantly need to subject yourself to people on the fringe? It used to be that all those interactions would be in person. So you would kind of be able to figure out what people are like. You could read their face, you could read their voice. But sometimes you can't tell that through a text. And then plus, what if people overread text or a message or a Snapchat or an Instagram description or something? You're going to base your entire future and your entire ability to read and relate with people off a stupid few-line text. It's dumb. So what's my solution? I think after a certain time of day, you should put the phone down. And one thing I'd even recommend, why don't you just take the bus downtown to your closest city and just walk up to strangers and just start talking to them? You will be so much happier. It will make you closer with your own friends. You'll learn how to talk with family members if there are ever issues. You'll learn how to interact face to face. Because the thing with phones is I can get a response and I can think about it for a while, for a few hours, and think, how should I word this text? But that's not life. Life doesn't give you that opportunity. You need to be able to think on your feet and react to the way people actually want to be heard. And sometimes, if people say the wrong thing, people stumble over their words all the time. Because if you are just always thinking about what you're going to write and can think and think and think and fix all the grammar and typos and the way you're going to form your sentences, what happens when you do that and then the people who are actually making an effort to talk to other people and think on their feet and they kind of stumble over their words? That's not empathy. How are you supposed to figure out that they were having that problem? Because you haven't had any experience with it. So we all need the ability to relate with something. And phones aren't helping. I get it. It's not a fun thing to talk about. But I just want it fixed. I just want to go back to a time where people use phones to supplement the life they already have, not use it as a replacement. And I'm old enough where I kind of knew the time before that, before social media got really big. And I just want to go back to it. And I think a lot of other people do too.